Greg Jarbo. We're here at SES London. It's day 2, and I'm with Andy Beal of Marketing Pilgrim. Andy, welcome to this side of the pond. Now, you seem to have a local accent.
It comes and goes. I'm very familiar with this side of the pond. This is the side of the pond I'm originally from, but moved to the US, and so this is coming home for me.
So you were in a couple of the sessions today. Tell us about some of the things that came up.
Yeah, the sessions are really good quality. I really think there's a good lineup of speakers, and really enjoyed the session on getting visitors turned into buyers, into customers. Fantastic panel, and really helped the audience, I thought, to focus on, forget getting too complicated in your method, to really just focus in on the factors that are really going to help you to get that visitor to your site, turn into a buyer, and generate more revenue. And lots of great case studies, and I think that really added to the presentations.
At ComScore, we really have quite a lot of information around internet behavior in general and search in particular. And so I'm going to be talking about some aggregate trends in what's going on in the search world. So things like, I think one nice takeaway from a search marketer's perspective is some very specific changes we're seeing in how people are using the search engines. We're seeing a pretty dramatic increase overall in searches per searcher. So in other words, search is just becoming a more prevalent part of everyone's online day-to-day internet usage. But in parallel, we're seeing a decrease in the number of searches per search. So I think there's an interesting inference you can draw from that is potentially people are becoming more adept or more interested in adapting their search query. So they're searching more often, but that's because they're less willing perhaps to click through to the second and the third and the fourth results page. They're instead tweaking that search query to try and refine it up front. And I think, again, from a search marketer's perspective, that's really quite a telling bit of information. It sort of highlights that value of the first page in terms of getting your stuff there.
Well, my main messages are that you should always test everything you possibly can. We know what a good website looks like, but we're not building websites for us. We're building them for our customers. So the best thing you can do is try things out, test things to see what works, and then let the test results tell you which bits are best.
Now, during the session yesterday, there was a lot of conversation about some of the free analytics packages, including, I think it was an announcement from Microsoft. They've got a free one coming?
Yes, Microsoft has something that's going to compete with Google Analytics, and it's on its way. It's in beta 2, and it's free because it helps people buy more advertising. So it's an obvious business model for Google and for Microsoft.
So to talk to us about some of the other web analytics packages, because not everybody is free, and there's a wide range of choices. Give us a sort of overview.
Well, there are lots of different kinds of tools that you can use. So just web analytics by itself is what do people click on and what is their behavior like on the website. So the free tools are going to help me a great deal to understand what web analytics is, to understand basically what's happening on my website. And then eventually I'll find out, they don't quite take me all the way to the kind of understanding I really want. Now it's time to go buy one of those tools. So we'll look at web trends and Omniture and core metrics tools that are more sophisticated, let us slice and dice even better. And then we can move into totally different kinds of tools, like the tools that will let us upsell and cross-sell, that will look at the behavior on the website and then show different content to different visitors based on their interests. There are tools that will help us survey visitors to find out how they feel about the visit. It's not just what did they do, it's did they like it. And I need to bring all of this information together along with what's coming out the back end of my shopping cart. Did they buy something? Was it the most profitable thing I sell? So this ad or that search campaign drove this much traffic that bought that much stuff that was this profitable. Now I can compare those different campaigns to see where I should spend my next lump of money.
Well, why don't we start off with click fraud and auditing click fraud issues, because that seemed to be a hot topic.
It was. I think it always has been. I've done this panel for a couple of years now, and it really does keep reinventing itself. You'd be amazed how many people still don't understand how they can protect and how they can structure campaigns to deal with it. But it still comes back to how it's going to be there. It's going to exist. It's always going to be there. But it does keep reinventing itself. And I kind of did a little bit about the history, but the interest is that I think we're kind of going a little bit full circle in some respects. And where we were 3 years ago, those sort of things are coming back into it. So I think it's very important that people do take it on board and deal with it, because it's something that isn't going to go away. But at the same time, it's not that scary beast that people keep perceiving it in the media and in the industry. It is there. Don't be too worried about the content, but as long as you're optimizing and dealing with it, I think you're going to be fine. You just got to get it in place and make sure you're making those submissions to the Googles and Yahoos of this world, and seeing if they can give you any refunds.